Cox to Margaret Meldrew to Tony Curran to Mackenzie Crook to Freema Agyeman to
Listen to them, children of the night. What music they make.
Stake through the heart. Bam!
Cool, so that stuff really works?
How the fuck should I know?
Why, hello there YouTube and welcome to Vampire Weekend Day 16, the final day and the final ever episode of Vampire Weekend. So, today I am reviewing Eat Locals. So this is a British comedy horror written by Danny King and directed by Jason Flemyng, starring an all-star British cast which are Freema Agyeman, Doctor Who, Adrian Bower, Roman Clark, Billy Cook, Charlie Cox, Daredevil, Mackenzie Crook, Annette Crosbie, Margaret Meldrew, Tony Curran, Brian Farman, Dexter Fletcher, Reese Perry Jones, Ruth Jones, yes, my fine away from Little Britain, and Nessa from Gavin and Stacey, Dean Kember, Lucas Long, Jordan Long, Mick Moran, Eve Myles, Torchwood, Steve Milon, Johnny Premier or something, Robert Portal, Vincent Regan, and wow, there are so many. Yeah. So anyway, those are the essential casts. So, in this film, it follows a clan of vampires who are, well, one of them brings home this human, and they decide whether they should feed on him and turn him, or just feed on him, and one of them thinks they should turn him. And they have all these vampires are trying to decide on what to do, but then they discover that there's a whole army, a whole soldiers onto them that are vampire hunters and want to take them all out. And we get some hilarious kills in there, some hilarious awkward moments, and some British humour and fun in this one. So let's get on to my likes and dislikes. First of all, I like the whole cast. I'm thinking, with a cast this big, how is it direct-to-video? Why is this a direct-to-video movie? Why is it not released theatrically? It probably had been, but I might have missed that. But I love the cast, from Charlie Cox to Margaret Meldrew, to Tony Curran, to Mackenzie Crook, to Freema Agyeman, to Eve Myles, to Ruth Jones. The whole cast were all faces that I were familiar with, and if you're a Brit like me, you probably found a lot of them familiar too. So I loved our whole cast in this. I loved the vampires in it. I mean, at some points they were like vampires and they had elongated jaws and fangs, but I liked how they also stayed true to the vampire mythology in this. I also like the dark humour as well, and this movie was set around the night time, and the cinematography was good enough. I could see everything that was happening in it. It had a good soundtrack and a good score as well, and it had some good drama in there and some good silliness that wasn't too silly for me, and yeah, I enjoyed it. It also had a happy-ish ending, even though half the vampires got killed fighting off these soldiers, but, you know, they sort of rode off in the sunset together. But yeah, this is a very underrated film. I think it fell under the radar. I mean, this film came out in 2017, and yeah, it's a pretty good one. I found this on Amazon Prime a few months ago. I don't know if it's still on there now. Thirsty. But I did see it on the Horror Channel in the UK, and yeah, I very much enjoyed this one. I guess a few of my negatives were that there were some bits in there that were a bit too daft, a bit too silly. But not too daft or silly to put me off, but yeah, it was an okay film, and I very much enjoyed it. You know, and it had good cast. So my ratings. Do you know what? I think I'll give Eat Locals 4 steaks out of 5, because like I say, it's a good one, and I should say you should check it out if you can. So there you go. Those are my that's my review on Eat Locals, and that's it for Vampire Weekend. I thought I would keep the series and continue it going right up until the last bank holiday weekend of the year, which is now, and I thought I would call it a day on Vampire Weekend. Like I say, I've enjoyed doing this series and it's been fun, but I want to go and do something else for bank holiday weekends. I've got a few ideas brewing, so you know. Also, I just didn't want this show to get stale, and you know, I mean, I'll still review vampire movies and have vampire stuff content on here, but for now, I'm just going to end it here. And Vampire Weekend, you know, even though the show's over and I'm not making any more, you can watch the whole thing on my playlist on my channel, right from the beginning to this one that I'm doing now to the very end. So for those who have watched Vampire Weekend and have enjoyed it over the last 2 years that I've done this show, yeah, 2 years, I want to say thanks. I hope you've liked this show, and yeah, that's it for this one, Vampire Weekend. So yeah, be sure to keep hitting that notification bell and subscribing if you wish. And you know, I mean, it's a small click for you, but you know, again, if you want to subscribe and you're new here, then you know, by all means, feel free to do so. I also have social media links: Facebook group, Twitter, Instagram, all linked down below in the description, so you can check all that out. And yeah, that's it for Vampire Weekend. So, until next time, don't have nightmares.